All right, how we doing, everyone? Trevor here, Tag Performance and Nutrition, and just want to drop in. It is a nice, cool Sunday here in Wisconsin. I think it was negative 14 out this morning when I went for walks, all bundled up, everything freezing, eyelashes freezing. But we wear enough clothes that I actually start sweating towards the end. So for like an hour and a half walking, kind of thought an idea came to my head on just again, everyone tries to overcomplicate fitness, nutrition, health, and well-being in general. We just overcomplicate everything and try to overthink and overanalyze. And I just want to drop. I think I'm gonna start it. The simple Sunday tip to become athletic for life. So I'm gonna come up with just simple tips, simple habits that you can work on and start implementing in your life to ultimately live your best life, become athletic for your life, build a leaner, more athletic body. It is also healthier, and it just, you look better, you feel better, you move better, so you can ultimately do everything in life that you want. And today, the Sunday tip I want to give you, the simple tip I want to give you is, so let's say you could have a lot of people have separate weight goals. So some people might want to add a little bit of weight, build some muscle. Some people might want to lose a little bit of body fat and lose that weight. And so here's my simple nutrition tip. You might call it a hack. It's not a hack. It's just an idea. It's a tip. It's something you can do. So if you are trying to lose body fat, lose weight, think of when you're eating food, eat more. Of course, we want to eat the nutrient-dense foods. No matter what your goal is, eat the real nutrient-dense whole foods, foods that come from earth, foods that come from an animal. But when you're trying to lose fat, eat more foods that you have to chew more. So you think you have to chew and you have to work. Chewing's work. It takes more time. So you have to chew it up. And chewing's better if it helps you digest anyway. So if you're eating foods that you have to chew more, it's going to take more time. It's going to fill you up and it's going to be more work. So you're less likely to eat more food and eat more and more and more. So think like steak, that type of stuff. Those foods that you have to chew, chicken, things that you have to work at. It's not super hard, but again, some steaks can be like tougher. You have to chew them up to break them down. You're not just cutting a piece of steak and swallowing it whole. At least, hopefully you're not doing that. That's probably not the best. It might get lodged in there and you might not feel good as if it's getting stuck down in your throat. So eating foods that you have to chew more. So even things like fruits, like an apple, if you don't peel it, you bite into it, you have to chew it. So things like that are kind of harder and that you have to chew. That is a simple tip that you can do because you're going to work at it. You're going to have to chew it up to actually swallow it. Whereas if you're trying to add some muscle, especially with like your protein sources, think more foods that you don't have to chew as much. So where we have a steak, on the opposite end, we could have ground beef, which is, yes, you still have to chew it, but it's not as much work to chew as a steak. Or you could go Greek yogurt, which you just scoop it in and swallow it. Or like soft fruits like bananas. You don't really have to chew much of that. Things like that. So simple tips like this can help you adjust and make progress. And I'm going to try and keep giving you these type of tips each Sunday, these simple tips that you can start incorporating, adding to your life, and help build them into habits, build them into routines. So if you are trying to cut down and lose some weight, lose some body fat, eat more foods that you have to chew more. It takes more work to actually eat them. And if you are trying to put on some muscle, gain some weight, eat more. Eat some foods that are softer, that you don't have to work as hard to eat, to swallow. So again, think those softer foods like a Greek yogurt or even protein shakes, because you don't have to. It's not a real food, but it's a bonus if you need to get that protein. But then like softer fruits, softer meats that don't take as much ground beef, something like that. Whereas again, the harder foods that you have to chew, a steak. So again, those opposite ends, harder foods that you have to chew more for fat loss, softer foods to build muscle, add some weight there. So that's kind of that idea there. So take that if those are your goals there, one of those are your goals, and see how it works. Incorporate that. See if it's because you're working hard to chew and digest and get that food down and swallow it and digest it. So you have to work a little bit more. Whereas those softer foods, if you can just pile in more and more when you're trying to put on and get more calories, because that can be tough. So that's what I have for you today, guys. That is today's simple Sunday tip from TAG Performance and Nutrition. Let me know what you think, and we'll be back with more soon. Thanks, guys.